Hello and welcome, I'm Mystical, this is Mystical Gaming. We're back in the Watcher of Realms and this is the new chapter, chapter 10. We're doing stages 1, 2 and 3 in this video and then we'll do 4, 5 and 6 later. So here are the mobs if we have a look at the map. Now a quick thing about them is this hibernation at the bottom here. So hibernation, some monsters are spawned in hibernation, rendering them unable to move or attack while granting a high damage reduction. Monsters gradually awaken and burning damage accelerates their awakening. So we want to avoid doing burning damage on them, but we do want to do damage on them so we can get away and kill them before they start moving and doing things like that. Now we've got a little Thor person here, so Frostborn Expeditioner, they come along and Thor the mob as well. So they come along with a little torch, like a flame torch, not an electric torch, and they come along and take them out of the ice block which they're hibernating in. And then some of the other mobs have got differences between their defense and their magic resistance, but their attack is quite low as well. So we don't have to worry about them too much, but if we let them build up, then that can cause an issue for us. And then we've got the musketeers there, and they come along and they do some ranged damage. So we want to make sure we've got those covered off. So, right, let's jump in to the first run. This is stage 1 and we will jump in and what we'll do at the end of the video is we will show all the heroes that we used. You can have a look at the gear settings for them. I think we're getting quite good gear now, but like I say, Silas is absolutely brilliant because he's got this ignoring 50% defense, isn't it, on his ultimate, so that comes in really clutch. Right, so here we go, here's our run. Now the first thing we're going to put down is we're going to put Vienna down. She's coming across to take out the mobs that come walking down this centre aisle here. Now, let's just quickly press pause and get me out of the way. That's probably better. So, there she is, she's up there and she will take care of these mobs that seem to come down here. They all have a timer on them and they do all stop in that central place, so it's no great shakes for us to just place her there, but any AoE mage will do you as long as they're good enough to actually take out the mobs. Next is Silas. As we can see, these mobs up here are frozen and they've got the little frost icon there and they've got a timer that goes around them. The timer is quite small. Now the next person we see coming up at the top left, that's one of these explorers. You can see they've got a little torch there and they come along and they start burning away the ice, and you can see it's got a little sort of goes a reddish colour and starts with the flame part, and their timer speeds up. So you can see that timer there is a lot further on than the other two timers. So that's what they're doing. Now we don't have to overly worry about it. Silas at this level is going to take them out, but eventually you will have to start worrying about taking those out before you get overrun with all these mobs that come out of the hibernation. Next we've got down Ivor. We put down, he's going to take care of that last one over there. His damage is quite poor. He doesn't have any mitigation for this high defense, or high damage reduction. So he's going to take a little while to get his down, but we have got a long time for him to do it. Now, down on the bottom part, I put Dahlia down. She's going to have this they've got a long straight to walk down, and she's ideal for laying down her little, her cursed blooms, isn't it? Now, and she's got a healer there, so those musketeers that are coming along aren't really much of an issue for us. And then all we've got to remember about is when Ivor's ultimate comes on, we trigger off his ultimate. But as you can see, the mob is down to the last little couple of bits, and we've still got quite a lot on the timer left to go. Now, we don't overly have to worry about mobs coming down the centre. We've got that covered. One of the things you do have to worry about is where, there we go, we can get our tank down now. That's the tank spot, so bear in mind, if you put a flower there, you can't put your tank there, which gets quite annoying. But Vienna's taking care of everyone in the centre for us. Ivor's taking care of that top lane, and our Silas is back round again now. Now I do take Volker on most of these teams to move Silas around as quickly as possible. That's very much what seems to be happening here. So, but now we're in a nice little place, 12 dead out of the 29, and we are just waiting for the respawns to happen. We'll let everyone's ultimates build up, and we've got plenty of time to do these things. Now, couple of things you might want to be wary of. I've put down Nox. Nox is a good single target damage dealer, and they are again covered off finally by a healer. Now, depending on what you've got and where you're going and how your team's looking, you may want to change that about over who you've got where. You may want a healer covering off the tank, that sort of thing. But The mobs coming out of the ice, they do a spin attack if you let them get really close to your tank. But we've got rid of those 3. I think there's one more that comes along on the left hand side, so we're going to have to worry about him later on. But it's such a long walk for him to get all the way down from the bottom left to the bottom right where the exit is, or getting past the tank. Then we can kill him off quite happily before that. But it is quite a pain if you let them build up, and you let them build up on your tank and they start doing this spinning AoE thing. That can be quite a nightmare for you. Now these archers, or these marksmen coming down here, they're slowly coming down, but they don't do that much damage. But in later stages they are quite a pain to deal with, because they seem to come out, they're well timed and well placed for where they come out to make it a lot more tricky for you. Now the bottom left, now this is what we're saving our ultimates for. This is probably one of the worst mobs. They've got a little self heal going on. He's healing himself for just shy of 50k, but we will be doing more damage to him than that as we start triggering off our ultimates. You don't really need to bring an anti-heal. I haven't found a requirement for one yet, but you may want to do it early. You may want to bring one. I would have probably been better off if I faced Silas down, but it is what it is. We didn't do it. And there's Nox firing off as well, so he's dead before he reaches the tank, and that's it all done. Not even sure we needed a tank, so you might have space for another DPS if you really wanted, if you wanted to clear everything before the tank. That's stage 1 all done and dusted for us. So here we are into stage 2 now. I've swapped up the team a little bit. I've got my Lord in to help buff my damage output a little bit, and then I brought in some more single target DPS with Alistair, sorry. So we've swapped up the team a little bit. Healer wise, I keep using the Archer healer. I quite like her now, and she's got that added range as well, which comes in really helpful. So there's our team set up this time round. It's a bit more single target. We've got a bit more of those iced blocked hibernation modes to get through. So that's our first issue, and I've not really found a way I'm overly happy with. I think is brilliant. I'm sure as more and more people do it, there'll be easier methods coming through. So again, Silas down first. He's going over on the far right. We're going to start taking out some of the ice blocks over there, and then when we get up to 16 points we'll be able to put down either and start taking out. So we can see we've got our little torch person coming up already. They're starting to ignite that ice block there. You can see the timer on it already. You can see the timer there on that far left hand one is already much shorter, so they're almost down to 50%. But when you target, the priority for the target is your champions do aim at the person who's trying to de-Thor them. So there is that going for it as well. So whenever one walks along, normally they swap targets and then pick up on the one there. So that is something. With those two on the right done, we can now recall Silas. That's his work done there. We've got Vienna up. She's slowly building up her ultimate, and we're going to need to place our tank down. Now, the mobs coming out are particularly susceptible to magic damage, so my Vienna's not built beyond the realms of capability. My count isn't at that level, so you will be able to sort these mobs coming out now. So there we go. Now, I've got a healer going down just to tide them over for a little bit. Now, I want to cover myself off for future as well, so that's where Vortex is going down there. Now I'm just waiting for these marksmen to come in line, and once they come in line I'll be able to cast Vienna's ultimate and kill those off. So there's all those ads pretty much gone now. Right, got rid of those. Next thing, at the bottom sort of centre we can see another little Thora coming out with a torch on. Now if we place Nocturne down, Nocturne's going to take out that block there for us, and we haven't got to worry about things, because as she comes round, Nocturne would change his priority from that mob there and he would change it to that one who's doing the Thoring. So that would be alright for us. We can fire off his ultimate whenever you like, and as soon as that person comes around he will switch targets. Here we go, coming around now. Come on Nocturne, do your job, switch targets. There you go. He's now moved and he's switched targets to the Thora, so he's going to take her out, and then he will go back to his ice block. That's us up there now. He does, you can see when he was originally placed, he switched around to his right to sort of take care of the Thora, and now he's taking care of the the last hibernation one up there, or sorry, the second to last one, we've got Silas down on the right or bottom left taking care of the other one. So that's when Silas has respawned. He can now take care of that one, and when he's done, we'll be able to recall him and get rid of him. Nocturne's done their job. We can get rid of a Nocturne if we want. And then when Alistair's done his, we'll be able to recall him as well. So we can start recalling our champions, get some coins back. And again, these mobs coming around the top, we haven't got to overly worry about them. They're nothing too major at the moment. Still very susceptible to the magic damage. So Vierna's up there, or your AoE mage will take care of those quite easily for us. And now we've got a marksman coming around the right hand side again. Just make sure you've got a healer up there taking care of anyone they're going to target. Now we've left Ivor there because we do get the occasional spawn come through, and we don't have a tank blocking that exit. Our tank is much further up, so we do need someone down on that left hand side to make sure that we take care of any of the little explorers that come through with the Thorin torch. So as long as we've got those. Now we are just realistically waiting for things to come off cooldown. We've got a fair amount of time, to be honest. The only thing we've really got to worry about is these mobs that are going to spawn up on the top left. They're the only bit that are going to cause us some real issue. We've actually got some sort of elites coming out now, so we do have to start thinking about how we're going to take those down. Now, I've got Alistair, he's come off cooldown, so he's gone up there as well. I'm just waiting on Silas coming down. I could have dragged Silas off earlier. I think I could have got him down earlier, which meant I could have got him off earlier as well. So there's plenty of wriggle room there, I feel. So once he's up and running, we can wait for his ultimate and we will fire them off and get rid of most of those mobs. And then we're just waiting for them to come round to the tank, but we've got a healer covering off the tank, so we should be fine. There aren't too many issues that are going to affect us. So these are the last couple of stragglers coming through now. What are we, the best part of 30 coming up to? 28 are we on now? Yeah, there we go. 30, last 7. So we're taking out those mobs on the top left. All bar one of them have gone. We've got one more coming round, and that's him dead there. So we've got our last 3 to do. They're the 3 marksmen that are just walking around now, and we've still got one additional person we can place down. So if you wanted to, you can place where I showed you with Volker. You could have taken a spare tank maybe instead of the healer, because we've only used one healer, and you could place a tank up there if you were running a bit short, or another fighter, or anyone else you really fancied bringing. So that healer slot there, probably a bit spare. We've done it without the healer and still one more deployable space, so that option is available for you, okay, going forward into the other stages. Right, stage 2 done. Right, moving on to stage 3. This is the team I'm using for stage 3. I have gone back with, I've taken out Alistair, I've put in Dahlia again, and then she's up there because there's a nice long straight in this, and we do like her to put down all those cursed blossoms going across it, because that comes in fantastically for us. So we'll get her down as well in the game. Now, the start of this is very cost dependent for me, and it's quite tight. So Silas goes down. He's facing down the screen, and he can, because he's got his Archer Lord bonus, or the Archer Lord bonus, he can hit the one down there as well. So he's got 3 of those ice blocks in range. We're just waiting for the 21 to come up. When the 21 comes up, down she goes, long straight. There we are. She's going to take care of that right hand side for us. And then Silas is on auto casting. I wanted him to do that ultimate as soon as possible, because my coin cost is really clutch here. So I'm just waiting for our ultimate to come up. When our ultimate comes up, we've got the 3 people we can trigger. In the meantime, I've got my next marksman. In this case, I'm using Ivor, but anyone else would do, whose cost is cheap. You want a cheap cost. Now, when his ultimate comes up, you see he then attacks the little flamethrower person coming across. And then I've now got Nocturne to place down to take care of the 2 down the bottom before our little Thora comes round, and I'm in a rush now to hit 15 so I can get my healer up before Silas dies. And this is really important. Whatever you can save or build a bit more tankiness into your Silas was absolutely brilliant, because my Silas nearly dies, and when it dies, that's it over for me. Once I get past this bit, life becomes much easier for me. So down at the bottom, as soon as Nocturne is ready, you can hit Nocturne's ultimate. He will then target the Thora, and then he will go back to targeting the the hibernation mobs. Over on the right hand side isn't an issue because she's got full curse blossoms down there, and we're just waiting on her ultimate. When her ultimate's available, we'll trigger that off. And then Silas at the top, as soon as his ultimate's available, we trigger that off and we get rid of those hibernation mobs so we don't get swarmed later on. Now, if you've got enough DPS, you might want them all to come out and come together and deal with them in one AoE type block. It's another option available for you. I haven't gone that route, but you might feel that's a better option for you. So I'm now putting my healer down, my tank down. I've got Vierna down as well, just to cover off that little space there. I might well have been better off with an Alistair there as opposed to do that single target damage. But I am now just waiting on either Nocturne's ultimate coming back up, so he will then finish off that mob in the ice block. If you don't, then there's such a walk around that generally if they come out of their ice block, he kills them on their walk around before they get anywhere. The healer there, I have to go careful with. The healer isn't healing up Vierna, so I have to go careful with those musketeers coming through. Make sure we kill those off. So once they're dead, we can slowly get back to life. Now, I am just waiting on my heroes coming back available for me. So I've put Denny up there just to cover off, but whether your lord is, get them up there if you require some extra DPS. I do. My account isn't got good enough. Now, once that last mob at the left is cleared, I'm then recalling either. It's just so I've got them available later on. Now, my healer's gone, and I then replace my healer so my healer can heal up this party coming up forward. I've got Silas up there facing any mobs that come out. I've got Denny stuck as invisibility. I've got my full blossoms on the right hand side. I'm ready for anything that comes down that right hand side so I can nuke them down, and on time, here they come. So there's a nice little party here. We've triggered off Silas's ultimate, and then when they get in range, we'll trigger off Denny's as well. And then as they start to come down to the blossoms, we will trigger off those and get them done as well. Now, that's about it for me, really. I just have to kill everyone en route. Now, Nocturne's down there. He's got these little mobs coming through. They're not too hard, but we've got enough room for a healer, and we can clear off we can clear those off without them being killed while he does his DPS on those. We've got our last little bits down. We're just waiting for them to come in line, and then Vierna can kill them off as well. We've got our last one coming around from the top right. He's got the long walk to do, and we should be able to kill him off before anything happens. Also, the advantage with Denny is she's got that anti-heal going on as well. So when those others came round and were taking damage, she cast her ultimate, and she was stopping them healing up as well. We had a little death down there, but it's not so great. We've got more DPS available, so we can just trigger them off if we want to. We trigger off Silas's, but he's not in range. I have no idea why we've done it, but it's just a slow walk down for him, and we've got other options available to us. So that's about it. There's one more to go. We've got healer covering off our tank, so should he get down there, then he starts doing this spinning, then we haven't got to worry about that. And this is it for us. So he's slowly walking his way down, and it's a slow death. We don't do that much damage to him. We haven't got that much going on, but it's enough to slowly kill him off, and that will be it done. That's stages 1, 2 and 3 done. Not overly easy, but they are done. They're probably not the best method of doing them, but it does do them, and it does show you with what I've used to get through them and what I've used to actually defeat them. I prefer to go through and kill off the blocks of ice, and I'll be doing that as I go forward on stages 4, 5 and 6. I've used that same strategy. Stage 4 or 5, I think it is, one of those requires you to turn around quite quickly. There's a lot of them to get through, so yeah, that caused a bit of an issue for us, but other than that, it's not easy. To be honest, I didn't find it that easy. I'm sure other accounts are much more stacked than mine, and they found it much easier, but there we go. Okay, so Silas, there we are. Gear, he is relatively well geared, but doing chapter 10, you've probably got some gear and better champions anyway, so there we go. Skills are all done. Artifact, he is bonded as well, so we do have that bonded skill in there as well. As I have, our skills are all done. He's not awakened at all. Oh, Silas he's A2 now. looking forward, maybe one day getting to A3 as well, who knows. Gearing's done as well on him. There it is. Nocturne, oh sorry, Björna, there's her gear there as well. We've built her up so we could do AMR 22. That's what she's built for, and I haven't changed the build then. Again, she's got a bonded skill and artifact. She's in Tear of Twilight. Nocturne, however, is in his own artifact. We've got that one. I quite like it. It does boost his rage, so it's quite nice. We can get a few more ultimates off a little quicker. However, I don't use it in Guild Boss or anything like that because it's quite prescriptive over when I want to use it. And there's his gear. I haven't changed. I don't think I've changed him in years now. Maybe it is time to have a look at gearing. So there's my my Cultist Lord. Use whichever one you've got. I think we only used her in one place. Other than that, she's there just to boost the damage of everyone else. But she does come in handy. If you've got to put someone down, she's good as well. I quite like her. So there we are. There's Alistair. Tear of Twilight on him. Skills are all done. He is not awakened, however I feel I might awaken him at some point. And there's his gear. So is no, we've got Volker as well, haven't we? We've got Volker done. So Volker's just geared up mainly for Guild Boss to put buffs on people, but so this time we only use her realistically for recalling champions and getting that turnaround done a bit quicker. Her skills aren't all done, so we've still got a couple in her basic to do, and artifact wise she's got her own artifact on, so that is her done. Who else have we got now? Of course, there she is. Do absolutely love this champion. I think she's awesome, even though I get her name wrong 90% of the time. She's not awakened, although possibly someone else I think about doing occasionally. Her skills are all done, and that's her gear in there. So there we are. Who else? Quick shout out, Zaris. I quickly used him in a couple of trials. Actually quite good, but I haven't fully skilled him up yet. So it's only got one in, that sort of thing. So he's only one of 5. So yeah, I haven't fully done him yet. I'm just waiting for Corridor of Glory to put the rest of the skill books in him because I don't want to waste them up too early. So there we go. We'll come down. This is our healer. So Vortex, he's an epic, fully awakened. Skills are all done. That's his gear in there. If you've watched any of my videos by now, that's his. I don't think I've changed him since I did Gear Raid 221. Yeah. Gear Raid 221. So yeah, that's how he's built up. Did it in that video. He's still built like that. That's how he's going for. Right, the other healer we were using, there she is there. Absolutely like her with that added range. If I'm using an archer a lot, I do like that added range. The healing isn't too massive in this. There's not too much that's required, so she does fine. She's not the most best geared out healer. I've got plenty of others and I could have looked around for more, but yeah, gear's all done, fully awakened, and we didn't get around to putting an artifact on her, but maybe we should one day. And then tank wise we use Baron, so Bastion Ring on, fully awakened, skills are all done, and there he is in his T3 stuff. There you go, and Shake and Will. It's not fantastic set, it's not brilliant, but it's sort of got the basics on there, and I just thought I'd trial it out to see how it goes. It's a terrible roll on that one. Maybe we've got something better lying around, but there we go. So that's the gearing of the champions. It's quite a jump up from 9, but if you've done 9 then it is more challenging. 1, 2 and 3 were okay. 4, 5 and 6 I struggled with a bit. 7 I'm stumped on. The mini boss I'm stumped on. I'll keep working on it, and hopefully we'll get that video out sometime next week, and then we'll have a look at the new XP raid as well. So fingers crossed for all of that stuff coming as well. Right, thank you very much for your time. I'll see you in a video again tomorrow. Thank you. On your way out, if you've got this far, I probably deserve a thumbs up. That'd be nice, and we'll see you in a video again soon. Cheers. Ta-ra.